Hi everyone, welcome back to our channel, and today in this video we will going to talk about another very important concept in React Bootstrap. I will be showing you the off-canvas component of React Bootstrap today. So if you don't know what an off-canvas is, I'll show you an example really quick. When I click on this launch button, did you see something pop up? And this is kind of like a drawer that pop up to the UI for the user, and there could be any information or buttons or navigations that you can use or you can create. There are some closing buttons. You can close this drawer and it will be invisible again. So in Material UI, if you are aware of Material UI, we call it drawers, but in React Bootstrap we call it as an off canvas. These are basically the hidden sidebars that appears to your project or appears into the UI when you want it, and they will be hidden again if you want to close them. So it's like a closable sidebar, right? And these remains completely hidden initially. You will have a button to make them visible, and these kind of things we can use, or generally it is being used in e-commerce website. For example, if I show you the Amazon's website, here we have a button of all. When I click on it, there is a drawer appeared, right? This drawer is pretty similar to the drawer I've showed you earlier in the documentation of React Bootstrap. Why it is important? Because so when you have a lot of data in your website and you need a better navigation system, and your nav bars is not enough to show all the options for the user to navigate, then these kind of things will become really handy. And creating this would be really simple if you are using React Bootstrap. And I'll be showing you how you can create such drawers or such off canvases in React Bootstrap. So I have already created a React application, and in this application I have an app.js. I have created a component which is inside the comp folder, and canvas example, this is my component, and it's a pretty simple functional component. And in this component we're going to create our off canvas. So before I create or before I write any JSX, I just want to create few necessary variables. These are not much, so we'll just start by creating the variables. So I'll be creating one variable or a toggle variable or boolean that will keep track whether our off canvas will be visible or hidden, shown or hidden, right? So this is a variable. I have named it as show. You can name it anything, and let's set show, and I'll be using user state hook, STATE, user state. Initial value of this will be false. I don't want my off canvas to be appear initially, so I want it to be hidden, right? That's why I have just given the value to false. Now we need two functions to control the behavior. Like we want to open the canvas, we want to close this canvas. So for that we need two functions. One function will open our off canvas, other function will close our off canvas. And opening and closing is very simple. We just need to change this show variable. If the show variable is false, our off canvas is hidden. If this show variable is true, our off canvas is visible. So on those two functions we will having just one line of code. Let's create those functions. I'll name it handle show, and it would be an arrow function, and in this we just have to do set show to true. That's it. Then we will have another function that is handle show, handle maybe hide, or we can name it handle close. Again an arrow function, and this function will have nothing but a set show to false. That's it. That's the two important functionalities which we needed, and one simple variable, a boolean variable which we have already created. Now let's start writing our JSX. So here I will write a h1. Okay, it's suggesting me, so I have a heading. Now let's start creating our off canvas. So to create an off canvas we need to use the off canvas canvas component from React Bootstrap. So it's been already imported, but I'll be importing like this. Let's just remove this and React Bootstrap /Offcanvas. Now let me close this, and inside of this Offcanvas component we will first create the header of this Offcanvas. So Offcanvas gives us a property that is a header. Inside the header we'll need to write the title, and we could use the h1 h2, but it's better if we use the Offcanvas property, offcanvas.title. And here in the title we can write title of our canvas maybe, or our website or our application, something like this. And then we have the header set. Let me show you how it is looking right now. It will be nothing. For now we have just a heading. Our canvas is not there. So to toggle or to make this canvas visible, we need to use a prop inside the Offcanvas component, and that is a show prop. This prop will take either true or false. If it is true, then our canvas or Offcanvas is visible to the user, and if it is false, means it is hidden. So that's why we have already created a variable for that. We have show variable, we can use that variable, and currently this variable value is true. That's why our Offcanvas is visible to us. By the way, in the canvas we just have the title of our application or our canvas. Now we will create the body of our Offcanvas. So Offcanvas gives us another property, that is body, and we can use this. We will add some paragraph tags or maybe just some lorem text for now, but you can add anything here. Like if I get back to the Amazon's example, here we have a lot of different buttons. There are drop downs, we have a lot of navigation buttons, we have sign out option, we have different navigation buttons. So you can create different buttons, whatever things that you required in your application, but for now I'll keep it simple and just have the lorem text here. So we have created the body of our canvas, we have created the header of our canvas. Now let's make it functional, because currently we have the hard-coded value for the variable, right? So let me just create a button here to toggle our Offcanvas. So I'll be using the button component from React Bootstrap. So I'll be importing button from React Bootstrap /button. If you have not saw my earlier videos about the buttons, I'll give the link of this video in the description. You can check this video if you don't know how to create buttons in React Bootstrap. It's very simple, but you can check that out. Here in the button we have something called as variant, and I want to make a primary button because primary is like a kind of blue kind of button, so I want a blue button. Let me close this Amazon's example. Yeah, and let me refresh it. We have our button. Let me name it as launch, and let me close over Offcanvas for now. False. Okay, so there is a typo. I forget the spelling of false. Now it's fine. Now we have our button. It will do nothing because we have no event listener attached to this button. Let me have a on click listener. So when I click on it, I want to toggle this show button to true. So for that I already have a handle show function. I'll be calling this function, and that's it. Let me click on launch. Our Offcanvas is now launched, but now there is no way to close it, because wherever I'll click there is no way, there is not going off. The only thing which I can do right now is to refresh this page and then it will go. But we want our user to have a functionality or ability to close this canvas or this drawer. So somewhere here we need a cross button, right? When user click on that cross button, this entire section should disappear. Is there any word like redisappear? Anyways, so we want to close it. I hope you got the idea. And for that we already have a prop given. We don't need to create a cross button. We don't need to go to Font Awesome and have an icon for that. It's already done for us, and we just need to use one prop which React Bootstrap gives us. We need to write a prop or pass a prop in our offcanvas.header component, that is close button. Save it. Now we have our button in place, but when I click it, it's not going off, right? So for that we need to use one more prop which is provided by React Bootstrap, and that is on hide. So on hide prop is, or on hide listener, we will call our hide close function, and that will make our canvas to go off or to get hide. So when I click inside of this off canvas, nothing will going to happen. It will not going to close. But as soon as I click anywhere in this darker portion or in the background of this canvas, it will going to close. Or we can also close it from this close icon. So that's cool. We have created our canvas, and this is pretty simple. I hope you have got the idea of how to create it. So till now our application looks fine. Let's see what else we can do with our off canvas. So right now we have our off canvas opening from left to right. It is sliding in from the left section. But what if I want to make it slide in from the right, or if I want to place it in the right, or if I want to place it in the top or bottom? We can simply do it using another prop, and that prop is basically our placement prop that we have to pass in the off canvas. So just after our on hide, we can write placement to, if I give placement to start, there start means here in the starting, that means in the left side, which is the default one. So if I just do a refresh, and when I click on launch, nothing changed, because the start means in the starting of the browser or in the starting section. If I change it to end, then it will change, and our off canvas is now appearing at the end of our browser. That means in the right side. What if I want to show it on the top? Then I'll use top, so it's appearing in the top. That's really cool. Now I want it in the bottom, so yeah, you guessed it right, the bottom. So when I do these kind of placements, it becomes important to change your items accordingly, because from left or right it is like vertical, so you can place n number of items or n number of list of buttons, but while you are placing it in the bottom or on the top, you have to change your view accordingly. You can't put like n number of buttons here, it will look bad, so you have to think about that as well. But let me make it a start again. I want the default one. So now let's see how we can do some changes in the behavior of our canvas. So currently when I launch our off canvas, when it appears, the background of our application fades off and we cannot access the background, right? So first of all, I don't have anything in the background. I'll just write some very ugly text in maybe a span using lorem 500 maybe. So 500 should be enough. Let's see. We have some text. Let me put my launch button over the top and place it here, and let me write few more lines of dummy text using lorem 500 again. So we have content, our dummy content. So I just want to have that scroll bar so I could show you. And now when I launch this, look, the background of this application is pretty much inaccessible. When I click over to the background, our off canvas gets disabled or get off. But I want my off canvas to be there, and I still be able to access the background. So for that we can use something called as backdrop. So we have a prop in the off canvas provided by the React Bootstrap, that is backdrop. So as the name suggests, backdrop means drop the background or something like that. If I make it true, then that simply means the default behavior which is happening currently. Our background is getting dropped and we cannot access it. But if I make it false, let's see what happens. It's a typo, falsc, false. So when I make backdrop false, when I open my off canvas, look what happened. My background is now accessible. I can use my background, and whenever I click anywhere outside of this off canvas, my off canvas is not getting closed automatically. And in this case, the only way I can close my background, or my off canvas, is to click over this icon, this close icon. So this is depending upon your use case. If you want this functionality to be in your application, you can use the backdrop functionality. You can make it false, so it won't close your, or it won't fade off your background. Now one more thing to notice here is I can access my background, but still this background has some scrollable functionality, right? There are a lot of text I need to scroll, but when my off canvas is open, I cannot scroll. I have no way to scroll it. So for that we can use another prop provided by the React Bootstrap in the off canvas, that is not show, that is scroll. So scroll remains false by default, but we can make it true. So if I made it true, then let's see what happens. I just close it and relaunch it. Look, now I can scroll. I can literally scroll and access all the portion of my background, right? So this is very handy. If you want your application to be like this, you can make it using these two very quickly accessible props and very handy props. So now let's talk about some responsiveness of this. Let's see what happens when we open this application in the mobile view. So for that, if I choose iPhone 12, and that's our pretty ugly not pretty, not ugly, it's our application, whatever it is. When I click on launch, look, everything just filled up this page. It's looking good. And in the larger screen sizes, if I show you, it looks like this. And when I click on launch, it's again popping up. What if I want to use my launcher, or what if I want to use this functionality just in case when my user is working on screen sizes that are smaller than larger screen size? So for a very big or very large, extra large screen sizes, I don't want to show user this functionality, right? Instead, I just want to show user, or not to show user this functionality. That's simple. I just want this functionality. I just want my off canvas to be appeared to the user only when the user is working on medium screen sizes or on a small screen sizes. Then to do that, it is very simple. Again, like we just have to give a prop, and our React Bootstrap does all the things for us. So in the off canvas, we need to provide one more prop. It's filled up with a lot of props, but this is the last one, and that prop is responsive. And in this we need to pass the breakpoint. So if you want your user to not be able to access the off canvas functionality in the larger screen sizes, you have to pass the LG. LG stands for large screen sizes. Similarly, MD stands for medium screen sizes, and SM stands for the small screen sizes. So we'll discuss about these screen size breakpoints maybe later in this playlist when we'll talk about the grid system. But for now, just keep that thing in mind, like LG is the large screen size, and we want our application to be responsive towards it. I don't want my functionality to be here in the large screen sizes. When I click on launch, just look at that, it is not popping up, nothing is happening. There is no error in the console as well. What's happening? This is because I have made my responsiveness to LG. Like in the large screen sizes, I don't want off canvas to appear, and that's what is happening. But when I made this application, or when I made my window to a medium screen size, look, my off canvas appeared. and this time I can use it. I can click on launch and it will appear. So this happens because of this prop responsive. One more thing I can do, I can hide this launch button when my user is on large screen sizes, and to do that I just simply have to give a class. So in the button we can give a class name of display LG none. So this class basically hides my button or removes my button from the UI when there is a large screen size, and this class is basically from the Bootstrap, React Bootstrap. And when I went into the medium screen size, again my launch button is appeared, and I can use my off canvas. But in the larger screen sizes, which are like greater than 10, I don't know how much large screen sizes are, like greater than 989 or more than 989, it will disappear. So that's it. That's basically it about our application, and that's basically it about the off canvas. Thank you for watching this video. I'll get back to you with more videos, and if you haven't liked this video and haven't subscribed to our channel, please consider subscribing to my channel. It gives me a lot of motivation on creating such videos, and do let me know if you enjoyed it, and see you guys in the next one. Have a great day.